Had some rough nights lately, but I'm feeling light. Sun on my face, wind in my hair, color so bright. Tryna smile instead of quick to battle on sight. Loving it now, choosing what's really worth the fight. Lust for the clouds, mountains, and the rain. Understanding through my dreams that there's a path to heal pain. Getting lit to stay lit, it just don't hit the same. Got so sick and tired of playing the game, yeah. Can't let it keep me down, no. Can't let it keep me down, no. Gotta stay in the now. About my style. Can't let it keep me down, no. Can't let it keep me down, no. Gotta stay in the now. Yeah. Finally finding peace. Shattered illusions, movement sets me free. Finally I can be. Surrender myself and now like taste so sweet. Yeah. Hoping I keep moving in the right direction. Gotta take the yin with the yang, it's all a testing. Open to the notion that everything is a lesson, and that we're always being sent another message. Traveling all terrain to gain perspective. Switch the view that said it's true that I'm defective. Been to hell and back, but I continue to stay reflective and give the wisdom all right back to the collective. Let's go. Can't let it keep me down. Can't let it keep me down. Gotta stay in the now. Can't let it keep me down. Can't let it keep me down. Gotta stay in the now. Gotta stay in the now. Finally finding me. Third eye opening up so I can see. Finally I can breathe. Loving myself and giving myself everything I need. Had some rough nights lately, but I'm feeling light. Sun on my face, wind in my hair, color so bright. Tryna smile instead of quick to battle on sight. Loving it now, choosing what's really worth the fight. Lust for the clouds, mountains, and the rain. Understanding through my dreams that there's a path to heal pain. Getting lit to stay lit, it just don't hit the same. Got so sick and tired of playing the game, yeah. Can't let it keep me down, no. Can't let it keep me down, no. Gotta stay in the now. About my style. Can't let it keep me down, no. Can't let it keep me down, no. Gotta stay in the now. Yeah. Finally finding peace. Shattered illusions, movement sets me free. Finally I can be. Surrender myself and now like taste so sweet. Yeah. Hoping I keep moving in the right direction. Gotta take the yin with the yang, it's all a testing. Open to the notion that everything is a lesson, and that we're always being sent another message. Traveling all terrain to gain perspective. Switch the view that said it's true that I'm defective. Been to hell and back, but I continue to stay reflective and give the wisdom all right back to the collective. Let's go. Can't let it keep me down. Can't let it keep me down. Gotta stay in the now. About my style. Can't let it keep me down. Can't let it keep me down. Gotta stay in the now. Gotta stay in the now.
Good evening, warriors. How are you all doing tonight? Y'all know that when we fight, we win. I am using a different, Michael Travis would kill me if he knew I was saying this, but I'm using a different stream tonight. So I'm going to try something here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because I was trying to get you all chats up here on the screen. So if you all can hear me, somebody say you can hear me. And I'm gonna move forward. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. Y'all know this is where we fight, we win. Y'all doing good. Y'all, I have a special guest on tonight. I am so excited. I will get there in just a second. But hello, Cheryl. Hello, Phyllis. Hello, Auntie Helen. Hello, other Phyllis Wilson. Let me see. Monica. Let me see. I don't know who else I'm missing. Okay, you can hear me. Good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. But I'm not gonna say a whole lot, but y'all, I told y'all last week, y'all had some homework. I'm going to give you some more homework tonight that you're going to do over the next couple weeks because, hey, Harriet, because I'm like, man, y'all got to be doing some work. I can't be doing all the work here. So I'm going to try to change this screen really quick and let me see how it's going to look. I need to see y'all's chats here. Okay, well, it made me little. I think I can switch this. Hold on. Maximum. Anyway, I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to mess it up. Okay, y'all know this is where we fight, we win. Welcome. If this is your first time here, make sure you like the page, follow the page, share the stream. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you do that, okay? Because we are still growing our community, and I know we got good thing going here. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe, guys. You know, I told y'all by the end of the year, I'm trying to get up to at least 500 subscribers. I know that's nothing compared to people who have thousands and thousands of subscribers. And that's okay because everybody has to start from somewhere. That's a lesson right there. Everybody got to start from somewhere. So my goal is to get up to 500 subscribers. And so I need you all to help me do that by sharing that stream on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification button, and hit that thumbs up, right? Because that all helps with the analytics and the algorithms and all that kind of good stuff, because that's what YouTube looks at. So make sure you do that. If you have a friend or a cousin or somebody who you know who would love what we have here, make sure you share this with them as well, okay? So that they can go out there and subscribe. Let's subscribe. All right, so listen, I got to get to all of our stuff before I get to our guest. So this is our base scripture. It is Psalms 144:1. I praise you, Lord. You are my mighty rock. And you, hey, Audrey. Now, who is Mont 5081? Are you new here? Or maybe you are friends of our guest. Maybe. Put your name in there so I can welcome you to the community. Yes. And Sheila Eves. I don't know who that is. Maybe is this your first time here as well? So if so, put it in there. Say it's my first time so we can all welcome you to this community. Okay, I praise you, Lord. You are my mighty rock, and you teach me how to fight my battles because we are warriors here. Remember, if this is your first time, I call ourselves warriors because I said Beyonce has the beehive and Rihanna has the navy and Lady Gaga has the monsters and who else? Mariah Carey has the lambs. And so I was like, well, we needed something here. Okay, great, Sheila. Okay, wonderful. And I'm gonna ask you one more thing. Welcome, first of all, welcome. And if you are friends of our guest, put that in there as well because you're gonna enjoy her. Well, if you already know her, you know she's a wonderful person, right? I just met her, but I think she's wonderful. And so anyway, so I was like, we got to be named something, right? So it's just a play off of my last name that we are warriors. And that when we fight, we win. So that's why we have the scripture. I praise you, Lord. You are my mighty rock, and you teach me how to fight my battles. And yes, this is our year of my first time, but looking forward to watching. Okay. Davina. Okay, beautiful. Yes, you're going to enjoy it. I promise you're going to enjoy this. See, they're already like welcoming you and all that kind of good stuff. So 2025 is our year of discovery. It is finding you and what you were created and purposed to do. This is our year that we're discovering all those things down inside of us that God has placed inside of us. All the good things, sometimes some things in there that we need to fix and, tweak and get rid of, right? Because none of us are perfect. So it's discovering all those things that we can be who God has created us to be. And that takes a little bit of work. That takes a little digging around. That takes some introspection. That takes some time where reflection, where we can look at things. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, Sheila. Well, thank you. Thank you for your support of our guests, right? So that's what our year of 2025 is. Finding all those things that God has placed inside of you, digging around, pulling up the weeds, planting some good stuff, discovering all the good things and some bad things that's inside of us, so that we can be the best that we can. All right. And what is discovery? Always got to go through this. Discovery is the act or process of seeing, finding, or gaining knowledge of something previously unknown. That's digging around in there. You got to see it. You got to find it. You got to gain that knowledge, something previously unknown, right? Okay. And then the last one before I bring in our guest is our scripture for that. Proverbs 25:2. It is God's privilege to conceal things and the king's privilege to discover them. Okay. And so that means God, he's not going to show you everything. That there's some stuff you got to find out for yourself. He speaks to us in parables. Sometimes he speaks to us in signs. You might see a literal sign. Y'all have heard me talk about that, how I saw a literal sign that I know saved my life because I saw that literal sign. But it caused me to still dig around a little bit, right? So it's his privilege to conceal things, and then it's our privilege to discover them. So we got to get out there. We got to do that work, because if God showed you everything, then there would be no need for you to work and dig around, because it's like, I already know what's going to happen. And then someone even said if they knew, because I asked my group of women, we were having a meeting a couple Saturdays ago, and I asked them, like, how would you live your life if you knew everything that was going to happen? And somebody even said, well, if I knew I was going to get in a car accident on Wednesday, like, I would stay at home, because it was like, I don't want to have that car accident. So, right. So it would just change everything that you would do. And then you would miss out, I believe, on those purposes. Okay. Now, let me tell you something really, really quick. All right. And okay, I love this new setup I've got here. So last week, when I was working on my PowerPoint for tonight, and I kept saying to myself, I was like, Lord, I really just don't want to get on there and talk Sunday night. I really want, I want to talk with somebody. I want to like have a special guest. I want to talk with somebody on there. That's why that's how I just kind of talked to the Lord. I was just like, I really don't want to just be on there. I want to have somebody. And I said, well, God, I'm going to let you show me who I need to talk to, who I need to bring on. So I just kind of was just sitting back like, God, I know you're going to show me who I should be talking with. And, just bear with me for 1 second. I forgot to mention about my women's retreat. Ladies, I don't know how to pull up my website yet, because again, this is my first time on this particular system. So if you go to newbirthchurch.org, scroll down, you'll see a banner, and it has a video on there of me, and it talks about the women's retreat. That's going to be this June 12th through the 14th. Is going to be at Lake Cumberland Falls State Resort Park. And our title for our retreat this year is Family, the Good, the Bad, and the Blessed, Part 2. Okay. And it's going to be great. Again, we're going to be digging into our families. We're going to be It's all about healing. We laugh, we cry, we grow, we learn how to bless. We get healed first so that we can take it back and bless our families. And it's just a wonderful time. We do some Christian stretching, and we go hiking. And this time, because it's in the summer, we're going to go horseback riding. We're going to do some zip lining, and it's just a wonderful time. We're also going to look up our family history. Again, we're going to have computers there set up, and some of my team, we're going to be having those computers set up where if you want to research your family's history, you can do that through ancestry.com. And when we did it last year, so many women found out so much information about their families that they just didn't know. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful time. All right, let's see. Evan, am I saying that right? Evan or Yvonne? Maybe it's Yvonne. I'm sorry. Yes, probably Yvonne. Yes, well, welcome. Welcome. Yes. Welcome, Rosa. I love it. I love it. Yes. And so anyway, so if you want more information about the retreat, I think all of the cabins may be reserved by now, but there are rooms still available in the lodge. And yeah, go out there and get some friends, and y'all can get in a room up to, I believe, 4 in a room. And it's wonderful. And the catfish is wonderful as well. Okay, so let me get back. So anyway, so I was just like, okay, Lord, I believe you're going to show me who I'm supposed to have on the show on Sunday. Well, on Friday, because this was like about Tuesday or whatever. Okay. So Friday hits, and I'm like, oh, maybe I need to have my mama or something. Okay. So anyway, so Friday hits, and I go to this event. I believe it's called Women in Business event. It was from 9 to 2, and it was at this really neat place called the Biscuit Lounge. It's on like 10th Street, and right up the street from ENS Art Gallery, if you're familiar with that. And so anyway, so I get there, and of course there's like all these women there, and everybody seems to know everybody. I don't know anybody. And so I'm just kind of looking around, and like nobody's saying anything. So I'm like, okay, well, let me see. I didn't eat any breakfast, so they got some little, danishes and some fruit. I'll just get me some Danish and fruit, and get me some coffee, and just kind of sit here and wait till it starts, right? So I'm just kind of sitting there, looking at some paper, and I'm just kind of, watching the people, and I'm eating, the stuff. Well, then all of a sudden, this lady walks up to me, and she introduces herself, and she's just like, she just wanted to come over and talk with me. And we just struck up a conversation. And before you know it, it was almost like we just had known each other for a long time, right? It was just like, it was, have you ever met somebody where it's not a forced conversation? It wasn't a forced conversation where, where we were like, oh, like, what am I supposed to say next? Or it's kind of that awkward quietness where you don't know quite what to say. But we just started up this conversation. She introduced herself. I introduced myself. And we were on the first floor, but then where they were having the session was up on the second floor. So once we went up on the second floor, we were like, okay, we're just going to like sit together. And so we sat at the same table, and we just talked again, like we were just old friends. And she was just a wonderful, wonderful person. And I knew, I was like, she's the person that I'm supposed to have on here on Sunday, right? And so I'm getting ready to bring her on, and her name is Lucretia Vinson. And she is the owner, because I had to write this down because I always like to get it right. She is the owner of the Takeover Industries LLC. And I'm going to let her explain to you what she does, what her company is. And I'm also going to tell you this, that once she began to tell me how she started her company, and even on yesterday, we had a chance to talk a little bit. And but when she told me how her company started and those kinds of things, I was like, That is the person. That is the person that you're watching from North Carolina. Beautiful. All right. Where in North Carolina? I have my sister-in-law lives in Durham, North Carolina. So we're down there. It was a divine appointment. It absolutely was a divine appointment. And here to support Lucretia. Beautiful Evangel. Yes, Newberg. I love it. I know I may be missing some of you guys because I don't see all of the comments as they come up, but the ones I do see, I thank you all for supporting her. So, but again, I'm just going to have her tell a little bit about her story because we're talking about discovery, right? How you get in there and how do you find those things that God has purposed you to do. So, without further ado, let me get here and Lucretia, can you
Yes,
hear
I can
me?
hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes. And guys, can you all hear Lucretia? If you can, just say yes, I can hear her. Okay. And let me see. Who's Miss Creed? She said you made some jackets for her
Yes.
team. You are the woman. Okay, so Lucretia, I am just honored to have you on here tonight. And I really mean it honestly when I said that, that as we began to talk, it was just like we just knew each other like forever. And just a beautiful spirit. And I know I can tell that by all of your friends who are on here supporting you. So that's wonderful. But you guys still need to subscribe, right? And Lucretia on here is a little bit more than the just one time. But so can you, as we were talking about, I was telling you about this is our year of discovery. And can you tell our community a little bit about yourself and how you came to start your company?
Well, first of all, Ruth, I just want to say thank you. It was a divine appointment, I believe, as well. And you are a beautiful, wonderful person as well. And it's my honor to be on here with you. Um, I It started with just how do I put this? I was actually just trying to find out who I am.
Okay.
Who is Lucretia Vincent? I've always been in the past. I was an introvert. Um, I was always timid. Um, just I just knew that the things that were going on in my life at that time when I was searching, it just wasn't the real Lucretia. So a few years ago, probably about 3 or 4 years ago, I was fasting and praying, and I was just like, Lord, I need the real Lucretia to come forth. I just need you to, who is that real Lucretia? I just started soul searching. I know that I'm a person that likes to laugh. I like to make people laugh. I like to make people feel comfortable, feel welcomed. All the things that probably I felt like I didn't receive, you know, um, as I was growing up. But it was everything that I wanted to give to others. And once I realized that part of my life, that, hey, I am someone in Christ, especially. The first thing the Lord did was have me look up my name. And when I found out that my name um, it meant full of light, not life, but I am full of life, but full of light. That I bring light. That it's wealth, prosperity, profit, gain, success. Oh my gosh! I was like, okay, nobody's calling me Lou anymore. My
Right. I
name
was
is
hoping you
Lucretia.
were going to say that because you told me
Yeah,
that everybody called you Lou before.
yeah.
But
Lou was
once you
like,
realized and
it made
found
it
out
so
what,
easy for everybody. They could just Lou, anybody can remember that. And plus, when people did call me my real name, they were messing it up. But now it didn't matter anymore. God said, look up your name. I found out who I really am, what my name means. And it's true. I feel like I am full of light. I feel like I can bring light to people. And so that started it. And so then one of the things was I had went into one of these stores, and saw this writing and these pictures, and it was on these picture frames to put on your wall. And I was like, I want to do that because I love to write. I've always loved to write ever since I was in second grade. So I love to write in cursive at that time. And so when I first moved to Kentucky, my husband bought me my first calligraphy kit. And I just loved doing that. So I wanted to see
Mhm.
pictures and words on things that I have created, and so that people could put in their homes. And so the next thing I know, here it is 3 or 4 years later, after asking the Lord who I am, and I met this girl and found out about a Cricut machine where you can just cut vinyl. And so when I started putting in my
Mhm.
uploading my words into that, I was able to cut it out in vinyl. And I tell you what, it just opened my eyes. I was just like had all these thoughts and dreams of what I could actually do. And so then that following year, I learned about this thing called sublimation printing. And when I learned about that, it was just, oh my gosh, it was game on then. I mean, now I can actually print out pictures and buy the certain type of products that I can print and put these things on along with the wording and all of that. And I can actually um do what was in my heart, what I feel like I was purposed to do. And it's twofold. It's
Mhm.
it's it's a business, yes, that I do want to make profit from, of course, but it's also a ministry.
Mhm.
There's times when the Lord had just woke me up and said, "Hey, there's these 4 women that are widows, and I want you to put a gift set together and anonymously take it to them." And I was like, it was 7 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning, Valentine's Day. But you know what? I jumped right up out of that bed, and it just so happened that I had 4 bags, 4 ceramic mugs, 4 cards, little note cards that actually went with it, found the perfect
Wow.
design, and I just went to town. Now, of course, I had a little opposition that day, but I tell you what, I almost gave up. I was in tears because it's like, why am I having so much opposition today? I've been doing this for so long. How come everything was messing up? I
Mm.
mean, I burnt I don't know how many cups. It was just so crazy. I was lucky to have a store down the street that actually sold the products that I can print on, and I had to run down there and spend I don't know how much money to get them. It's
Wow.
like going to a convenience store. You know, you pay more at the convenience store than you do
Right.
at the grocery store. So yeah, I mean, but anyway, I got everything. My husband said it's just opposition, but we're gonna overcome it. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna do it because God told you to do this. So I did
Mhm.
it. We overcame it. We went out. Now it had snowed. So there was still some remnants of snow and ice. So it's gonna get a little funny here, y'all. So I'm up here. I got these bags together. Oh, and inside the note card, the Lord wanted me to let them know that they're loved. So I wrote a handwritten note inside of them, those cards, letting them know how much they're loved. Okay. And
Wow.
so I took these things to these people, and one of the places I went, I took it. Okay, they got rings, so they gonna know it's me. But I wasn't thinking, y'all. There was I'm up here running up here, putting it on the porch, running back to the car, and they're like, by the time I get down the street, they're calling. They're like, "Were you just at my house?"
Ah!
So I was like, "Oh my gosh, this anonymous thing is not working."
Right, right, right.
And so there's another house I went to, and I was trying to take off and run back to the car. My husband was my getaway man, so I'm trying to run back to the car with
Please
their
don't tell me you fell.
girl. I did. I fell right in their yard, and you should see me trying to hurry up and get up before they could come out and see me.
No.
But I tell you what, it was all worth it because by the end of the day, each one of those people had contacted me. One of the ladies contacted me and she said, "You know what? I didn't think anybody was thinking about me."
Mm.
And the
Mhm.
other one said she was in tears. The other one, she was just telling me how special that was, how much it meant to her. See,
Mhm.
God loves you, girls. He loves whoever's watching. God loves you.
He
And
does.
He wants
He
to reach
does.
out to you in any kind of way that He can, and through whoever is willing to allow Him to use them to reach you. And
Mhm.
He was just a special day, a special moment, and that's when I knew this was the business I'm supposed to be in. This
Yes.
is my purpose, to bring joy, to bring to uplift others, to just everything that I wanted to do, to make somebody
Mhm.
laugh, make somebody feel accepted or loved, and just to encourage someone.
Mhm. But but it all started with your question of God, who am I?
Yeah.
You were asking God, like, God, who am I? But
Who am
then
I?
as
Yeah.
you ask that question, then you begin to walk things out. You know what I'm saying? So because a lot of times we may ask God the question, but we just ask the question and we just leave it in the air. We don't begin to walk those things out. You got to walk it out. I've said before to the women who are on here, I've said before that God is not obligated to open up any doors that we're not willing to walk through. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If he knows you're not going to walk through it, he's not going to open the door. He's not obligated to open the door if you ain't even going to walk through it. So you begin to walk that thing out. And then as you began to walk it out, then things became more clear as you listen to him, right? Even when he
Right.
said, okay, make there's 4 widows that I want you to give these things to. Whereas a lot of people might have been like, I don't know. That you got it's cold outside, it's snow on the ground, I don't have everything, or whatever, you know, or maybe not even really heard that. So, because one of the things that I've been really telling the women here in this community is that I'm really being more intentional about listening to the little nudgings from God.
Yeah. Yes.
Because a lot of times when he speaks, he's not beating you over the head. It's just a little small nudging. Is something you'll hear this little small voice that says, do that. It might be you listening to God saying, that woman that's sitting over there eating some, a Danish by herself, go over there and talk to her. You didn't know me from Adam. You didn't have to necessarily come. You could have been like, I don't know her. She just sitting over there quiet. I don't know. But you came over. You know what I'm saying? So it's listening to those little nudgings from God and being sensitive when he speaks. And so when you're listening and you're sensitive to those little nudgings from God, it'll end up being this big thing that you would like, okay, that was God that spoke. And so, like I'm saying, so as you begin to walk that out, then that vision, that purpose that God gave you, then it really became clear where you were like, okay, this is the thing to bring joy, to bring laughter, to bring love to other people. So then it was clear, right? It's that
Yeah.
discovery. Sometimes it's not clear when you're digging down in the dirt. It's not necessarily all the way clear, but as you dig, then you become clear when it's like, oh, here's that piece of a bone. There it is right there.
Yes. Yes.
So, what made you name your company The Takeover?
Well, because I believe in kingdom, and in the kingdom, we take it. We take over. We take it by force.
Okay.
And I feel like our company is taking over one creation at a time. And it's not just the creation of the products or the creation of the designs, but it's also the people just taking
Mhm.
over, and in a way, I guess I should say taking over people. I might sound a little funny there, but what I mean by
No,
that
yeah.
is just that we are just coming in there to seize that moment, to bring that joy to you, to
Mhm.
bring your vision that you have to life, to manifest it. We're seizing
Mhm.
that moment, and we're showing you how to seize the moment with the different type of
Right.
products that we have. So take over, seize the moment. It's time to take over. Like 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 for instance, this cup here.
Mhm.
It says take over.
Seize the moment. And what's it saying? Seize the moment to hydrate. So it's encouraging you to take that time right now to take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
Seize
Love
the
it.
moment to take over. I mean, to hydrate.
Mm-hmm.
Seize the moment to love. Seize the moment to care for someone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, it's
So
not
that's
just
so
to
that
take over our lives in a way that brings some type of meaning to it or to someone else.
I love it. So that is a word for somebody who's watching. Seize the moment, right? Because
Seize the
sometimes when those moments come, they may not come back around again. You know what I'm saying? So you got to grab it when it comes around that first time. And that's where you can't live in fear, guys. You got, we talk about this a lot. You got to get out there and you got to do it. Y'all know I'm big on action. We can talk a good game, but until you get out there and do it, it means nothing. So when she's saying seize the moment, I mean that is a word that you got to get out there and you got to do it. You got to not feared. You got to jump. Sometimes you got to jump in the deep end, right? Sometimes we just want to, well, I'm just going to get in the little baby pool. No, jump on in the deep end and get
and
it done.
Ruth, you know that's what I did. Because
Yes.
that moment when I was asking the Lord who I am, when I was realizing that it was time to start this business, I quit my job. I had been on this job for 14 years, making good money. It was the most scariest thing. But the one thing I didn't want to do, I didn't want to go down the road and think, what if? What
Mm-hmm.
if? No, I took the risk and I seized that moment of what God was telling me to do and I stepped out on faith and did it. It has not been an easy journey. Along the way, I've had to see several different moments, but even in seizing that moment, it's a matter of trusting too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a matter of
And
trust.
I'm telling you, Lucretia, you know what? I really appreciate somebody, one of your friends, I think, well, thank you for sharing your story. There is somebody on here, and I'm not gonna call her out because I call her out a lot. That she's a faithful watcher on here, and I have been on her for forever to start her business, and she is wonderful at what she does. And your story, I believe, has, if it hasn't blessed anybody, I know it's blessed everybody on here, but if it's blessed at least one person, I know it has inspired her. And hopefully that this will uh, encourage her to seize the moment even more and to not to wait. So where can they find you on social media? Where can they find you?
Right now, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I am going to be branching out this year. I promise. I know somebody's on there probably say, "Yeah, you be telling us that." I am going to be branching out this year, but right now I'm on Instagram. It's the Takeover IND 2021, and then on Facebook it's just the Takeover Industries.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I was looking at my phone. Tell me one more time. Tell me one more
Okay,
time.
Instagram is the Takeover. I mean, yeah, the Takeover IND 2021. And then
Okay.
on Facebook, it's the Takeover Industries.
Okay. Beautiful. All right. For anybody who's watching, does anybody have a question or Lucretia that you would like answered? Something about a story or something, or maybe you might have a question for me. Uh, Put it in the comment section if you have a question. Of something, I don't know. You want to comment about something? Again, Lucretia, I see your friends on here. I love it. I love it. They're all saying seize the moment, right?
Yeah. Thank
Because
you
we
guys. Thank you.
Yes, because we all know you cannot wait. You got to get out there and you've got to do it. So if anybody has any questions that you'd like to ask, Lucretia, like I said, I'm going to have you on here again. and maybe we can tag team about something. I told Lucretia because we did this like a little test yesterday, and it was just supposed to be for about a 3-minute test, and I think we were talking for probably about a half an hour or so. That's what I said. We're gonna have to go to lunch so we can just finish talking about all the
Yeah,
things, right? Because we're just
yeah,
not gonna get it done on
yeah.
on here. So at some point we're gonna meet up again and we're gonna go to lunch. But I do thank you so much, Lucretia, for being on here, and I appreciate you sharing your story. I know that it blessed the watchers and guys who are on here. Don't forget, share this stream. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you share the stream. I know somebody who would enjoy this story. If you're watching, and like the page, if you're on, and follow the page, if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, share this stream with somebody, because this is a beautiful story to tell. Lucretia, they want to know the types of items that you create. What are the types of items that you create?
Well, they vary. We do, of course, it's like a lot of people do. We do t-shirts and jackets, and a matter of fact, I just finished up some culinary jackets, putting their logos on them and on their hats that they wear, aprons. We also do just this here, like I just showed you here. We do these are water bottles that we just started with our logo on them, and then just the tag of takeover seize the moment, um along with just this items like memorial items such as memorial plaques that are done on slate rock. We do engraving, etching. So like if you have glass things like such as wine glasses, whiskey glasses, shot glasses, any type of glass, we can etch anything special on those things, or
Beautiful.
engrave on those. It's a lot of different items that we do.
Okay.
It just depends on what you're looking for or what type of occasion it is.
Mm-hmm.
um, the one thing about our business I do want to share with you guys is this: it is a personalization, customized business.
Okay.
So not only are we making your products personalizing the products for you, but I also am a personal I do this personally with you. In other words, you would speak with me, we would have a consultation just to hear like what your vision is,
Mm-hmm.
and then I walk
Right.
with you to create that vision, manifesting it on whatever type of product, and then I can also suggest a type of product for you, depending on that type of occasion and what your vision is as well.
Okay. Love it. It's one of someone who knows you said you can make everything, and she put that in capital letters. And
Yeah.
I would probably say I'm gonna make it a little more. Let me see. She can probably make everything, right? ERR
Mm.
thing.
Everything,
Make
everything.
everything. Right, right. But yeah, so the next time I have you on here, I want you to tell a little bit more about some of your personal history that you shared with me on yesterday. I know we don't have time to do that tonight,
Okay.
but now if you guys want me to bring her, okay, let me see. Is your daughter
Le-
Angela?
Leangela, yes.
Angela. Okay, okay. See, yeah. So you gotta have your fans, right? You got your daughter. I love it. I love it. Yes.
Yeah.
And see, she's on here. She's listed like
She's
all the
listening.
stuff. She's like, my mama is just being too, she ain't saying enough. Like I needed to put out here everything she could do.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's beautiful, man.
She's
I
one of
love
my
it.
biggest supporters, that's for sure.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So, guys, if you all want me to bring Lucretia back on here again, put something in the comment section and say, yes, bring her back, talk to her again, put something in the comments. Yeah. And so because I want you to tell a little bit more. I am going to bring you back. I know they want to hear you again, but I want to bring you back anyway at some point in the near future. It won't be like 6 months from now. Yeah, your daughter said you're too modest. And I agree with that. I agree with that. And like I said, we've just had a wonderful conversation on Friday. We was at that event from like 9 to 2.
Yes.
And so it was just wonderful. And we just like talked and chatted the whole time. But at any rate, but I'm going to bring her back because she was telling me a little bit more about her personal story that I also know will bless someone. And that's what I like, is when someone is willing to share their story, willing to be transparent enough to tell someone their story, because so often we're unwilling to share our stories out of, what will somebody think about us, and, oh, it's too terrible of a story, or whatever it might be, or I'm too ashamed of it, or whatever. I'm not saying that's your story, Lucretia, but I'm just saying a lot of times, people don't want to share those things. But when you're transparent, it just blesses somebody else when you can tell your story and tell it with authenticity. It blesses somebody else. So we're going to get off of here. And guys, you all, see, they're saying they want to hear you. See, these are some of my people. They're saying they want to hear you. They want you to come back. Yes, yes, yes. And guys, you all know that I always say that, and I had some homework. Y'all lucky that I met Lucretia, because I had all my PowerPoints and y'all had homework. That's all right. I'm going to save it for next week, because I ain't going to do it this week because we already been on here long enough. But so come back next week. You're going to get your homework. Okay. It's going to make you better. But remember, guys, I love you. I believe in you. I believe in your dreams. But most importantly, I believe in your action. So ask God that question that Lucretia asked. God, who am I? Yeah. And begin to walk it out, and God will reveal those things to you. But you got to do it. As my son always liked to say, even when he was little, it was like the only scripture he knew, faith without works is dead, right? We can have faith, but you got to get out there and do it as well. So I'm going to take Lucretia off, and I'm just going to tell you guys one more thing. But Lucretia, thank you so much for being on here. Guys,
thank you, Ruth. I appreciate it.
Y'all tell her thank you. Tell her thank you. Don't forget to share the stream.
Thank you.
Don't forget, you're on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to on Facebook, all the things. And then the next time when I figure this new system out, I'm going to take you to my website where I have my pillowcases with scriptures on them. Yeah. That is perfectpeaceproducts.com, perfectpeaceproducts.com. That's my pillowcases with scriptures on them. They are beautiful and wonderful, all of a silky feel. And I use sublimation. So when she was talking about sublimation, I was like, yeah, I know what that is, because I use it for my pillowcases. Right?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, guys. So so Lucretia, you tell everybody bye before
Bye. Thank you all. Thank you, Ruth.
Yes, you are absolutely welcome. All right, guys. And like I said, I'm ready to get off of here. I've been on here well longer, but y'all needed to hear her story. And it goes deeper than that, way, way deeper. And it's just a beautiful story. And like I said, she was just a beautiful spirit. And so I was just so honored to meet her. And I knew I had to have her on the show. So I'm going to tell you one more time before I get off of here. I love you guys. I believe in you. I believe in your dreams. Look, I got to get to where I'm supposed to be. But most importantly, I believe in your action. So get out there, live life, have a peaceful life, and I will see you. Don't forget, watch my video. I look out for my videos this week. I'll be posting some stuff, and love you guys, and I will see you on the other side. Bye-bye.
Finally finding me. Third eye opening up so I can see. Finally I can breathe. myself everything I need. Had some rough nights lately, but I'm feeling light. Sun on my face, wind in my hair, color so bright. Tryna smile instead of quick to battle on sight. Loving it now, choosing what's really worth the fight. Lust for the clouds, mountains, and the rain. Understanding through my dreams that there's a path to heal pain. Getting lit to stay lit, it just don't hit the same. Got so sick and tired of playing the game, yeah. Can't let it keep me down.